I'm joined now by Malvika Jaganmohan, who's a family law barrister at St Ives Chambers and a committee member of the campaign group Young Legal Aid Lawyers. She joins us via webcam. Thank you very much for joining us. What do you think about Lady Hale's comments?
I don't think any family justice practitioner would disagree with what she's saying. Certainly from my experience, the most obvious consequence of legal aid cuts within my practice area is the massive rise in litigants in person, so people representing themselves through the family justice system. And it's hard to overstate how terrifying that must be for people in moments of extreme emotional distress to have to navigate the justice system alone without any knowledge of law or procedure. And it's, superficially, there may well have been savings in terms of removing legal aid from those areas of family law, but the costs are incurred elsewhere. We spend more time in court, judges spend more time in court explaining basic concepts and ideas to litigants in person to ensure that things are as procedurally fair as possible. But the reality is it is a false economy.
Whoever is footing the bill or avoiding it by being a litigant in person, is court the right place for these disputes, which, as you say, are obviously very difficult to resolve?
Well, early legal advice would certainly encourage people to move away from court proceedings altogether. So if that had been available, then it may well be the case that they don't enter the court arena at all. But as necessarily some cases do end up in court, and if they are in court, then parties should have access to justice. The problem is that family law is devalued in a sense because people say exactly that. These are personal issues that should be sorted out outside the court arena. It's not the state's responsibility. But equally, sometimes it can't be avoided, and the state is responsible to ensure that families are able to come out relatively unscathed from moments of extreme emotional turmoil.
Is legal aid, though, reintroducing legal aid, and obviously this is what she says she wants to happen and there's no sign that it will happen, but would that actually resolve the issues that you outline?
In terms of?
Well, in terms of diffusing conflict and getting an outcome agreed in a less heated way, potentially.
Yes, well, reinstating legal aid certainly for early advice would be incredibly helpful, because if you have access to a qualified legal professional who's able to give you robust advice about the benefits of resolving disputes outside court rather than going into court, then obviously that will help to diffuse conflict. One of the campaigns that Young Legal Aid Lawyers runs with the all-party parliamentary group on legal aid is called Take Your MP to Work. And we organise for MPs to go to legal advice centres and possibly shadow early advice sessions so that they see the benefit of early legal advice and of being able to give people the mechanisms by which hopefully they can avoid court proceedings altogether and the necessary trauma that arises out of it.
So can you give us some examples of how that would work in practice then? Obviously you say you're taking MPs into it. Give us a sense of what they're seeing.
They will see practitioners at the coalface. They will see practitioners who are often overworked and under-rewarded. They will see the benefit of advice that has managed to divert people away from court proceedings, where otherwise they would have ended up in court proceedings in circumstances where they simply aren't able to manage by themselves. The whole purpose is that access to justice it's not a sexy issue. It's not something that's on the top of anyone's agenda. And the whole point of initiatives like this is to bring home the reality of the importance of being able to have legal representation and to have access to legal advice.
Malvika Jaganmohan, thank you very much.